Hello guys, welcome back to Jacob's Books Corner, where I do want to preference real fast. If you have not read I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid, click off this video. I am here to talk about, this is a new series on my channel. We have two new ones popping up. Actually, we have several new, brand new series that I'm really excited about popping up this month. So it's a very excited month for you guys. And one of those is called That Scene. We have another one coming up, rereading old favorites. We also have another one coming up called Let's Talk Uncomfortably or something like that, which is all about uncomfortable discussions in novels. This one in particular, we decipher a scene out of a novel that we thought, that I personally, because it's just me, in case any of you guys have a scene you guys want to talk about, and you guys want to talk about with me, we can always jump on, Skype or something, or StreamYard, or whatever, it might be, and we can have the discussion, and it can be a video as well. All possibilities, or Zoom. I think Zoom is a thing. I know Zoom's a thing, but you know what I mean. To have that type of, that reaction and stuff. We'll figure it out. So let me know in the comments down below if any of you guys want to be a part of any of these videos. But in particular, this first video is going to pertain to Ian Reid's I'm Thinking of Ending Things. Now, in this particular book, there's a lot of scenes that we could discuss. And we can discuss these for any type of reasons, such as they are extremely disturbing in nature, or they were very fascinating to read, it invoked this emotion I never expected out of it. Whatever it might be, I would love to know in your comments down below. And in this one, we're going to talk about unsatisfyingness. So in this particular book, which is why I said this is not a part of the first half, which do contain slight spoilers, but nothing to the extreme. No, we're going to jump to the very end here, very end. Hold on. This is the big reveal and the big twist in the book, and that's why I say if you've not read it, I highly recommend this thriller. It was just an thriller recommendation video. I highly recommend it. But we're here to talk about, on page 193, which these scenes, technically the scene starts on 191. But we're not going to be talking about that. We're talking about a very specific section that I'm going to read to you, and we're going to talk about the emotions I felt while reading it, and why I figured this video would be perfect for it. We could also talk about the scene that follows this scene, which is what the whole book is about, and the whole title reason and stuff. And personally, that's probably more fascinating, but I want to talk about the plot twist. Okay, so we're going to do that. So here we go. Are you ready? So, and I'm assuming, I'm not doing any context to how the scene got brought up, because I'm assuming you've already read it. Alright, just wanted to put that out there. So, remember now, the painting. It's still in our pocket. The painting Jake's mom gave us. The portrait of Jake that was meant to be a surprise. We'll hang it up on the wall with the other pictures. We take it out of our pocket, slowly unfold it. We don't want to look, but we have to. It took a long time to paint it. Hours, days, years, minutes, seconds. The face is there looking at us. All of us are in there. Distorted, blurry, fragmented, explicit, and unmaskable. Paint on my hands. The face is definitely mine. The man. It's recognizable. And the way all self-portraits are. It's me. Jake. Are you good? Are you? Their grace in doing the right thing. And making a choice, isn't there? And then it goes into the next big thing. So let's talk about how the girlfriend, who in this story is just referred to as she. She has no name, but she is talked to by several other characters. Never but always around Jake and things. For instance, there's a whole scene with the Dairy Queen stuff, and let's talk about her in the big reveal that she has always been Jake. It's always been, for instance, in the movie, it's like Christopher Plummings, I'm pretty sure, who plays Jake. It's always been him, talking to his parents all the time, the arguing, the fighting, the painting, everything's been him, and it's inside his head, the whole book. I personally don't like these type of endings, as it just makes everything a mirage, and it makes the journey that we went on, which is a fascinating tale, basically pointless to get to the ending. And also, we know the end of this book, because it tells you in the beginning of the story. Hold on. Let me find it. On page number 13. I still don't understand. How could something happen? You're on shock. Nothing is so horrible ever happened around here. Not like this. In all the years I've worked here, I would think not. I didn't sleep last night. Not a wink. Neither. Couldn't get comfortable. I can barely eat. You should have seen my wife when I told her. I thought she was going to be sick. How could you actually do it? Go through with it. You don't do that on. You couldn't. It's scary, is what it is. Scary and disturbing. So did you know him? Were you close? Or, no, not close. I don't think anyone was close to him. He was a loner. That was his nature. Kept to himself, standoffish. Some knew him better. But you know, it's crazy. It doesn't seem real. It's one of those terrible things, but unfortunately, it's very real. And now you're like, that doesn't really. There's one of these. Maybe it's not that one. Maybe it's a different one. It's one of the first few where we figure out a man has died. Another man has died in a closet, and this whole book is leading up to that particular thing. As I'm assuming you finished the book, so I'm not spoiling anything. And this big reveal of, and it's very fascinating because it works on multiple levels. As the title itself is, I'm thinking of ending things, is a world of him trying to find a perfect solution for him not to die. He is trying to work around all these different things with his parents, with this girl he never met, on ways that his life could have been better, in ways that he could have, spent his life living. But also on the opposite end here, we have, we have him coming to the conclusion that he should die and him committing suicide because none of those things are real. And so on one end, it's very sad. On the other end, it's extremely unsatisfying because you're curious to see what happens to this girl and you're fascinated by this girl because she's a much more interesting character. I don't know, maybe I do like this for this book. Maybe I'm wrong. See, that's why this conversation when we're having this discussion is very interesting. Because on one end, it's fascinating because we're seeing this character that he wanted to believe in, and then it ends up being the fact that he's just trying to talk himself out of being death, because the next page is What Are You Waiting For? Written over and over and over again against 2 pages, which is obviously what we're going into, which is the suicide scene, which was both shocking and one thing, like I said, a lot of people could talk about. But guys, I want to know you guys' opinions about the scene in the comments down below, as both these new series, the Uncomfortable Discussion and this one, are all discussion topics, or sitting down, having a quick chat, and talking about more in length in the comments. So if that's something you guys are interested in doing, let me know in the comments if you read this book. Let me know in the comments if the series of interest to you, and hopefully I figured out how to make a thumbnail for it. Very nice. Alright, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.